We spend so much time thinking about what we see and what we hear. But what if I told you that our most overlooked sense, our sense of smell, is actually a kind of hidden superpower? That it's shaping our memories, our emotions, and even our health in ways we're only just beginning to understand. It's truly fascinating, so let's get into it.
Just for a second, I want you to imagine this. You sit down to eat your absolute favorite meal. You take that first perfect bite, and nothing. Just mush. No saltiness, no sweetness, no rich, delicious aroma, nothing but texture. For millions of people, that's not just a thought experiment. It's their everyday reality. Because here's the thing we always forget. What we think of as flavor isn't really about our tongue. It's overwhelmingly created by our sense of smell. You take that away, and one of life's greatest pleasures just vanishes. So let's start right there. What actually happens when this sense that we take for granted, our most forgotten sense, just disappears? Well, the clinical terms for it are anosmia, which is a complete loss of smell, and hyposmia, which is a reduced ability. And the effects are honestly devastating. I mean, it's not just that food becomes bland. Think about it. Your nose is this incredible silent alarm system. It's what warns you about spoiled food, a gas leak, a fire starting somewhere. Without it, you're suddenly a lot more vulnerable. So it's really no surprise that studies find this strong, direct link between losing your sense of smell and a major drop in quality of life, often leading to serious depression. So how does this incredibly powerful system even work? Let's follow the journey of a single scent, from a molecule floating in the air all the way into the deepest parts of your brain. Okay, so it all starts here. Tiny scent molecules drift into your nose, and they have to find the exact right receptor to lock onto. These are the olfactory receptor neurons. It's literally like a key fitting into a very specific lock. Each smell, whether it's coffee or roses, triggers a unique combination of these neurons. They then fire off a signal to these little sorting hubs in the olfactory bulb called glomeruli, which start to organize all that information. And from that sorting hub, the signal doesn't waste any time. It just zips along this direct pathway straight into the higher regions of the brain, landing in places like the piriform cortex. You can think of this as the brain's main smell processing center. It's where your brain starts to figure out, okay, what is that smell? But the journey doesn't stop there, and this next part is the most important. Here is the secret sauce. See, signals from your eyes, your ears, your sense of touch, they all have to go through a central relay station in the brain called the thalamus. But smell? Smell gets a VIP pass. It has a direct, unfiltered hotline to your limbic system. That's the ancient, primal part of your brain that handles emotion and deep, episodic memory. And that is why a single whiff of something can instantly transport you back in time, triggering a powerful memory you haven't thought of in decades. Now, this all connects to one of the most incredible ideas in all of neuroscience, neuroplasticity. This is the simple but profound idea that your brain isn't static. It's not hardwired and fixed from childhood. It is constantly changing, adapting, and literally rewiring itself based on your experiences. It's trainable, and that begs a really cool question. Right. So if the brain can physically change itself, does that mean you can actually train your nose? Can you actively improve your sense of smell? Well, the science is in, and the answer is a resounding yes. There's this method developed by German researchers called Reek training, which just means smell training. And it's so simple, anyone can do it. You basically pick 4 or 5 really distinct scents. Think essential oils like rose, lemon, eucalyptus, clove. Then, twice a day, every day, you just mindfully smell each one for about 20 seconds. You really focus on it. And the key is consistency. You have to do it for at least 3 months. And this isn't just some nice idea. It produces real, measurable results. Just look at this graph from a study. That top line, that's the control group, basically no change. But look at the bottom line. That's the group doing the smell training. You see that steady, significant climb? That's them reporting a real improvement in how intensely they can perceive smells. They are literally retraining their brains to smell better. But here's the part that is truly mind-blowing. The training doesn't just improve your sense of smell. Because you're giving one part of your brain a serious workout, other areas get stronger too. Studies have found that this training also leads to measurable boosts in overall cognitive function and even verbal fluency. That's your ability to find the right words. Training your nose is, quite literally, training your brain. So, okay, We humans can train our noses, which is pretty cool. But let's be honest, we're total amateurs compared to the undisputed world champions of smell. To put this into perspective, for us, smell is a sense we use to navigate the world. For a dog, the world is made of smell. They aren't just identifying scents, they are living inside this incredibly rich, complex, three-dimensional landscape of information that we can't even begin to comprehend. And we're harnessing this power in amazing ways, like training dogs to sniff out diseases. But here's what's so fascinating. Success isn't just about having a powerful nose. Research shows it's deeply connected to their personality. The best detection dogs tend to be more playful and highly food motivated. And get this, they also tend to have an optimistic cognitive bias, meaning they're more willing to investigate an ambiguous situation, hoping for a reward. It's about their mindset. Their noses are so powerful, they can pick up on things that we assume are totally invisible. And yes, that includes our own hidden emotions. Now, this isn't just dog lovers projecting onto their pets. This is a real field of study, and it's built on the idea that our emotions like fear, stress, or happiness cause our bodies to release unique chemical signals or odors, and other species, especially dogs, can pick up on them. So researchers came up with this really clever experiment. They collected sweat samples from people in 2 states, totally relaxed, and then super stressed out from a tough math problem. Then they had dogs sniff these different odors right before facing a test where they had to decide whether to approach a bowl that might or might not contain a treat. And the results are just wow. Take a look. After smelling the relaxed odor, the dogs were pretty confident. But after sniffing the stress odor, they became way more hesitant, way more pessimistic. In fact, they were almost half as likely to take a chance on that bowl. The smell of human stress literally changed their emotional state and their judgment. So think about that. When you're having a rough day, feeling completely stressed out, your body is releasing a distinct chemical signature. And your dog? They can literally smell it. It's not just that they're reading your body language, the very air around you is telling them how you feel. So, if dogs can smell our stress and it actually changes how they feel, it leads to one last incredible thought. You know when your dog is asleep, twitching and whining? We always say they're chasing rabbits, but think about their brain, a brain where smell is king, directly wired into memory and emotion. We've recently discovered they have a direct neural highway from their nose to their visual cortex, allowing them to literally construct scent pictures. So is it possible that when they're dreaming, they're actually reliving the world in scents? Re-experiencing the comforting smell of you, the exciting smell of the park, an entire dreamscape built from smell? It makes you wonder what other invisible conversations carried on the air are happening all around us every single moment.